My bad. I was setting up the YouTube and everything. I couldn't see what was that
Oh.
anyone was waiting. See, it's not goodbye. So I'll see
No.
you later.
So I'll squeeze
Oh
in when I
shit,
can.
I
Yeah.
can't hear you. Hold on. Can you say something?
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay.
I was trying to hear it through my headphones.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
No,
why
it's
am I
just,
not
it's
hearing
one of
you?
those. I'm gonna squeeze in when I can. No guarantees. My right now, my schedule, like I have a set schedule, but it's like still kind of like, especially like on the Sundays, it's kind of
Hmm.
bouncing all over the place right now. So Wednesdays for sure, I could probably still get on, but Sundays are kind of iffy.
Sundays are rough, yeah.
Yeah.
And Leslie was trying to help us promote the watch along.
Okay. Yeah, I might.
So
I think I'll get off at. I get. I don't get off till 6 on Sunday, but I might. Do you figure 3:30? Like the game will still be on.
is the game at 3:30?
It's at like 3:30. Yeah, so by you figure by 3:30, so it really ain't gonna start till like almost 4 o'clock. By the time they do all of the national anthem and all of that stuff, it's gonna be
And
like
then with the halftime
the
show and
halftime show.
everything.
Yeah, so I'll probably if I'll probably try to swing in. It's probably gonna be like third, probably be like third quarter, like
Hey,
probably like
if you
midway through the third.
if you can get there, bro, by all
Yeah,
means.
and then shit after that, I'm gonna become straight home. I got to be to work at 4 that next morning. uh, but it's been cool. I had these 2 days off. It seemed like a long like that's why I kind of like having the week off instead of the weekend. To me, the weekend goes by hella quick. But having days off in the middle of the week, like I feel like I've been off for like some days now. Man, dealing with this other bullshit, man.
Yeah, that was like, dude, this dude
I even
just
I
won't
even
stop
called
being an
I
idiot.
called a lawyer today, and he even said he don't even know why it was even granted. He's like, I told him I'm like, and on there like it doesn't even say like you trying to like file for contempt. It just says to modify the restraining order that ends in July. But I was talking to the lawyer. The lawyer was like, he think the judge is probably gonna get on his case for even trying to file a contempt for you trying to say I waved at you. Like you're wasting court time for fucking saying I waved at you. Ain't no judge finna order like no contempt for waving at somebody.
If anything, he should be held in contempt for
Exactly.
the shit that he's pulling.
Mm-hmm. And so,
Just
and
a
that's what
thought.
like, and this the whole thing like pissed me off. So like the first judge when this first started, the first judge that we saw, like I felt like basically wasn't even like listening. He was talking to the clerk and was like, doing other shit like while I'm trying to talk, like trying to save my piece or whatever. And then he was like, we'll grant it for, we'll grant it, and then in 6 months we'll come back for a review. I'm like, okay, cool. In 6 months, I've been recording videos from that date until now. And then so we went to the judge. The judge was like, it was a new judge, and he was like, I don't even know why they put these up for review. He's like, it ends in July, and then that's when he got up there and was talking about, oh, he waved at me, and then he was like, his wife is part of the Asian community, and he allows her to call me nigga and this and that. He says all this in the courtroom. I kid you not. And the judge shut him up. He was like, well, go. You can go downstairs and file for contempt of court. And so I guess that's what his attempt was to do. But like, who says that? Meanwhile, I'm sitting in the court with my Allies for Black Lives sweatshirt on. So he looking, and everybody like looking at me like, who? And it says Placer County, so obviously,
It's like, really?
yeah. And everybody looking at me, and they just like smiling. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just give me a lawyer, if I need to. Like if he tried this contempt thing. But then when I talked to a lawyer today, he was like, honestly, he was like, I don't even think you even need a lawyer for this. So Yeah, so I'm just gonna tell the judge when we go. I'm like, look, Your Honor, like this whole time I've never had a say in none of this. Like y'all have never, nobody's ever listened. Like we haven't sat before you at all. This other judge, like you can look through the record and see. I'm like, there was like, I feel like it was just granted just to get somebody at the court. Like the other judge really didn't know what he was doing. So
I mean the whole situation itself, bro. It's just
yeah,
like, what
and
are
he
we
was
fucking
like,
doing here?
he's the person that's convicted. So how is he able to get a restraining order against you?
Yeah, that doesn't
I'm
make
just
any
as baffled
sense.
as you was. Yeah, the judge was.
That
He was
doesn't make any fucking sense.
baffled. Yeah.
All right, let's get this thing started before Alan gets in to join. 5, 4, 3, 2. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs, a Tornado Bros Productions podcast, where we bring you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, JP. Alongside me, as always, he's back already. The best DJ in
Yeah,
the world,
baby.
DJ Mad Sticks, is here.
Bow, 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 bow.
And the 6'10 beast from the southeast, Mr. Country K, who you see off camera right now.
Konnichiwa, people.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have the pleasure of bringing back a JAFFO family member from episodes past who gets to join us today, finally on video this time. Last time he was on voice with us. Ladies and gentlemen, here to help us pick who is going to win this all-important Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, from CBS Sportsline, JAFFO Army. Give it up for Alan Bell. What's up, Alan?
Hey, what's up? Y'all doing all right?
Oh, yeah, man. We're excited. It's Super Bowl. The year went by so quick. What the hell? Like, what your thoughts on the year? Like, what have you been how's everything been doing? How's the bets been going for you guys this whole year?
Yeah, man. This year was wild. Like we thought, last year with the the whole COVID season, that would be the crazy year. It's actually been this year. You know what I mean? Like we've seen so many different things, and there's so many areas that we could hit on, like the 49ers and the Ravens. Like these two teams, if they could just be halfway healthy during the season, these two teams would be so good. But they dealt with so many injuries. And then you look at, the Bengals, here in the Super Bowl, like legit, like 2 years ago, they were the worst team in the NFL. Legitimately. Had the number one pick, right? Got Joe Burrow. In 2 years, this team is in a Super Bowl. It's crazy. But then you look at the other side with the Rams, right? Like they leveraged their entire draft the next 3-4 years in terms of first round picks, like of saying, look, it's right now. Like now or never, we're doing this, and they're here. One more game. You know what I mean? So it's like it's fascinating to see two teams that got here in different ways, right? So it's like it shows, like that's what I love about the NFL. Like there's so many different ways that you can win, right? Like you got to win. So it's gonna be a good game. I'm excited for it.
Man, it's just a Super Bowl that we finally don't have either Tom Brady or just one of the usual suspects in the Super Bowl. This is one of those Super Bowls we're actually kind of excited for. Joe Burrow, this postseason has been incredible. I mean, second year in the league, like you said, it's just absolutely incredible what he's been doing. The way the defense stepped up, especially for the Bengals at the end of that Chiefs game. I don't know if I saw this correctly. I don't know if this was a typo by somebody, but Patrick Mahomes in the second half had a QBR of 1.
Yeah.
The number 1. So I was just like, holy crap. So now we've got Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I mean, and I'm upset that my 49ers didn't win. Obviously, there's a lot of circumstances that went into that. But
dude, you were playing where you're like, not to interrupt and hijack, like legitimately, like the 49ers for the last 2 years have been playing with mostly third string dudes. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like I'm not a 49ers fan, but like, I feel you. Like I rep Kyle Shanahan a lot. And like, I like the way this team is built. I like how aggressive this team plays. And it's like them and the Ravens are both built to pop you, run it down your throat, and play defense, right? And both teams lost not only a star running back, all star running backs. Like it's just it's nuts. So man, like I didn't mean to put that back on you.
No, I mean it just
and you still made it this far. Like, yeah.
But still, there was that. Give me your honest opinion, because anyone who's been watching and listening obviously knows my personal opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo. But what was your thoughts? Do you think he was clutch, as people say? Like, because in my opinion, no. I think he's been very reliant on the fact that we've had a good defense and our running game is, elite. So piggybacking off that, when you get to the point where he needs to make a difference, he hasn't been able to make a difference. So I just wanted to know, what was your personal opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a perfect example. What I think. I'm here in Nashville. Okay, I think Ryan Tannehill falls in that category as well. Right? Like, I think that you have two quarterbacks that are pretty good. Like, we're not knocking them. Like, they're better than average quarterbacks in the NFL. Right? However, when you're gonna win a Super Bowl, like, you kind of need a little bit more. And like, look around the NFL now. Like, dude, these young cats, man, aren't playing. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, dude, with the Chargers, Justin Herbert. Like, we can keep going.
Lamar Jackson, yeah,
absolutely,
AFC
right?
Is stacked.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many of these young cats that are coming out, right? So it's like you could have a great team, but man, you have to have that next piece. Right. And I think both teams are in a tough spot because they're good enough that you're paying them decent money and they're kind of hard to trade. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough to find a landing spot because everybody can see the same thing that we're seeing.
Right.
But they also win you games. Like, the Titans, the last 3-4 years have won more games they did the last 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's not all Tannehill. It's a lot of it's Derrick Henry. They built their defense up. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough because these quarterbacks are just good enough, but they're just not good enough. If that makes sense. That's kind of my
right. Opinion. Yeah. Definitely needed the. I mean, I'm hearing people wanting Jimmy to come back, and I'm like, well, if that's the case, that basically proves, at least what I've been saying, that it was a mistake that they drafted Trey Lance and they don't have any trust with him.
See,
to give up that much for the third round pick, for the number 3 overall pick, you're put in a corner. Like, doesn't matter if you really want him back or not. You kind of got to give Jimmy G away because of the fact you just basically proved that you put yourselves in a hole for the next 3-4 years.
Yeah, 100%. Right. And like, that's what I was going to say. It's like, that's the difference of San Francisco and Tennessee, is the fact that you do have that young cat back there. Now, we don't know how good he's going to be. I think he's going to be pretty damn good. I mean, look, so. I think anybody could be good under Shanahan's, offense, right? And with that team, with that defense. So you've got that going for you, but Tennessee doesn't have that. Now, you look at Green Bay, right? Like, I think this is where San Francisco and Green Bay are very similar to that. Aaron Rodgers is going to make a decision. Like, he's not going to be on this team past 2 years. They have 2 years max. He might not be on this team this year.
Yeah,
like
I really do think he's out of Green Bay after this year.
I do too, right? So now it's like, all right, now you got Jordan Love, and like, I believe in Trey Lance. I am not big on Love. Like, the Packers are a good team, and I like Matt LaFleur. He came from Nashville. Great dude. Awesome dude. But and those are tough shoes to fill too, man. Those are big shoes.
For sure. You're literally in the shadow of 2 quarterbacks for the last, 15, 20, plus years, 30 years, with Favre and Rodgers over there in Green Bay. I don't know if you're leaning towards, like making a trade to have maybe Jimmy go to the Packers after the playoff game where he said, fuck the Packers. That would be interesting if he showed up and did that. But I don't know if Aaron Rodgers coming to the 49. I feel like, in my opinion, that would be like Kevin Durant going to the Warriors without the payoff.
Yeah.
Like, there's just kind of something about Rodgers in the play. I don't even think his focus is really all there.
Well, and think about this. It's you guys that's putting him out. right? Like it's always the 49ers that are landing on him. You know what I mean? But, again, like, we're not knocking Aaron Rodgers. Like he is who he is. Right. And, him coming, the 49ers roster is much better overall than the Packers. The Packers just have arguably the best quarterback in the league and arguably the best wide receiver in the league. And when you have those dudes and you've got good players around them as well, yeah, everybody's going to look good. But the 49ers roster, when 100% healthy, I mean, there might not be a better roster in the league. Like there's yeah.
Tell him, Alan. Tell him what the
For
guys
real,
right
man.
here. Yeah, yeah. A Cowboy fan and a Bucks fan over here. Yes.
Where your Niners sitting there right now?
At the couch at home with you.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, fully
That's
healthy
it.
though is what he said.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The 49ers on me because I'm eating right now.
You good?
The 49ers. I'm trying to figure out how to say this so I don't break your heart completely. The 49ers outside of Deebo Samuels are the Detroit Lions.
Wow. See, this is just slander. You see what I deal with, Alan?
I see what he's saying.
Hawkinson is really good. Hawkinson's really good.
Yeah.
And y'all got Kittle. But outside of that, y'all running backs is all right. And your O-line is all right. You know what I mean? Outside of Trent. Trent is good. But the rest of the line is all right.
Yeah. So I'll piggyback on that. Like I get exactly what you're saying, and I think a perfect example, again, going back to Nashville, was that Thursday night game like 6-7 weeks ago, where San Francisco came into Nashville, and in the first half, dude, the 49ers and Deebo were just pounding. Right? It was like, dog, they're gonna run the Titans out of their own stadium. Well, once the Titans figured out how to stop that, like scoring was OV. It was done. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying there. Yeah, I totally get it for sure.
But and then so now again we're in. So how hard was it for this playoffs? I mean, we've been talking about it for the last few weeks. This has to be one of the better playoffs from wild card up until this point. The most entertaining all around. Every single game was just. How difficult was it to really call or actually, make a choice on what to put money on in the playoffs?
It was brutal, right? Like after the wild card round, it was brutal. Like you take the 4 games in the divisional round, take the 2 games in the championship round. All right. So those 6, all 6 of those games were decided by 6 points or fewer. All right. Which makes it really tough because we had, tight lines. And you've got a Bengals team who just week after week after week were like not only underdogs, but winning outright. You know what I mean? So it's like that throws it off too. So, by the time that it was Bengals and Chiefs in the AFC Championship, the public's sitting here looking at the books. The books are sitting here looking at the public like, dog, I don't know what to do. Like, do we pay the Bengals? Like, we got to ride them at some point. Like, it was so difficult, man. Like, it really was. I'll say this. We had 14 total playoff games, 16, something like that. 15 of them, I think it was 16. I think it was around there. All right, we'll just use 16. Every single playoff game this year, except for one, the team that won the game covered the spread. Right? Like you don't really see that. Now, it helps when you have underdogs win outright because obviously they covered the spread. You know what I mean? But other than that, the only one that won the game and didn't cover was the Rams against the 49ers, right? And it was by what, 0.5 point? Yeah. So like they won by 3 and the spread was 3.5, right? So, dude, it was brutal because you had a lot of good teams that are really, really close. You know what I mean? Like really, really close. So yeah, long story short, it was difficult to bet for sure.
So now, I mean, at least what I've been looking at right now, even the road that both teams have taken to get to this point, it's now at a point where I'm still kind of confused how Cincinnati is still considered an underdog in this game.
I know.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Like it's so difficult. That's what I'm saying is it's like you look at this Bengals team and it's like, dude, we're going to fade them for a 4th week in a row. Like we're going to keep doing this. Like they just keep putting it on us. And let's just stop for 1 second, right? Because we all watch NFL. We all watch college. Like, dude, this cat, Joe Burrow, is just built different. Like there's something with this dude. Like he just makes you believe. Like I don't know if anybody here is a Bengals fan, but like I'm not. But like just watching them like this year, watching him at LSU, like this cat just makes you believe. Like I was sitting here watching him against the Titans, you know what I mean? And I was like, it's like the second quarter. I'm like, dude, Burrow's going to win this game. Like he's going to come back and win this game. And he just keeps doing it. Here's a crazy stat. In the history of life, there's never been a quarterback ever that's won the Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and a Super Bowl. A quarterback. Never happened ever. Joe Burrow might accomplish that in 3 years. Like, it's nuts, man.
It is absolutely insane. And I kind of want to see what the books are, at least the road to here, the divisional round and the championship round. He came from behind both times. And it was unreal because, again, you see against the Titans, he's just getting clobbered. The offensive line was just almost non-existent at that point. But then you get into the championship round and he's clean. Yep. So it's just kind of, all right, well, now everybody needs to be, okay, yeah, we got to guard this guy with our life because if we can do that, we have a chance.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about the Super Bowl is that against the blitz, okay, this entire season, against the blitz, statistically, Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL. Number 2, Matthew Stafford. So that's what you saw in that Chiefs game, is that the Chiefs realized, like, we can't blitz this dude because he's eating us up every time that we do it. So then you have to make a decision as a defensive coordinator, the same thing that the Bucs had to do against Stafford and the Rams, because they were blitzing heavy at the beginning of the game, and he was just popping them every single time. So that's what's going to be fascinating about the Super Bowl, is that you've got to be very careful bringing extra personnel because both of these quarterbacks can eat you up. The problem is that the Rams, you know, this 3-4 that they run, like their 3 are good enough. They don't have to rush extra dudes. Like they could cause problems by themselves. So that part's fascinating. But yeah, like these 2 quarterbacks, dude, are statistically just crazy. And I'll give you another one. You were talking about the Bengals, right? And their run to the Super Bowl. Think about this. All right. There are 3 playoff games that they played: the Raiders, the Titans, and the Chiefs. Okay. The Bengals defense, the last play for their defense in all 3 games was an interception. Like this defense has come alive. Like it's nuts what this team's been doing.
I mean, by all means, it makes it hard not to root for them, you know. And then
that's what I'm saying.
The Rams as well. You look at it going like, I honestly do think the X factors for this game is obviously going to be up front in the trenches.
Yeah.
And it's going to come down to, can the Bengals offensive line keep Joe Burrow clean? Can they at least attempt to contain Aaron Donald, who at this point is playing on a whole nother level, to the point where, and Shannon Sharp said it earlier today, he's making a point that he might be top 5 greatest players of all time, period. He's just playing the game. He is insane.
He's a problem. Like, he's a problem that teams, like, you have to double team him and still he'll clown people. And think about this. Here's how brilliant that move for the Rams, getting Von Miller. Think about this. Nobody really is talking about this because Aaron Donald gets so much attention, and rightfully so, right? Von Miller has a sack in 6 of his last 7 games. He has been a monster. Statistically, he's had a better playoff than Aaron Donald, right? Because nobody's paying attention, because Donald's such a monster right up front that Miller just comes right around him. This team is built well. Like, they certainly leverage themselves. Like, they have no draft picks. Like, nobody knew is coming to the Rams.
They're completely cleaned out.
But you know what? Like, if they win it, it was all worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As long as you can bring home the Lombardi, I don't think people really question your tactics at that point. It worked. You got to hoist it. And that's all on you. And it's crazy. The storyline with Stafford, this is the 2nd year in a row that a player who has gone to a different team makes it to the Super Bowl, and on top of that is the home team, basically their home field is hosting the Super Bowl.
Yeah, how wild.
So we thought last year was unprecedented, and talking about this sort of thing may never happen again. Deja freaking vu. We're sitting here looking at it again. So again, it's hard not to cheer for Joe Burrow. It's hard not to root for Matthew Stafford, especially given his career out over in Detroit.
Yeah.
So for this game, as difficult as it is and as brutal as it has been throughout the playoffs, what are you looking at? What is your go-to? Are you going money line? Are you going, what are we doing here? Are we picking the Bengals or are we going the Rams?
Yeah. So I'll say this. We're looking at it from kind of a double approach here, right? So looking at, the spread or total, and then looking at prop bets, right? And I'm not talking about like coin toss or national anthem. Like I'm talking player props here, right? So kind of running a game script of what you think and how you think this game is going to go. So first off, I don't have a feel on the spread at 4.5 either way. I do like the under of 48.5. Like I think that's going to be my play. Like I don't know if I'll make a spread pick, to be completely honest with you, because it's so tight, right? And 4.5 is almost kind of a dead number too. Like if anything, I would go with the Bengals plus 4.5, right? Because the Rams usually when they win by 3. It's usually a field goal late, right? All right. So looking at that, I do like the under of 48.5. I think that we have two teams that are somewhat aggressive, but they're also very kind of conservative too. Like Sean McVay's a much more conservative coach than people like. It's not high flying. We throw it 60 times. Like he runs the ball. Like that team is built running the ball, right? So I like the under there. Now, prop bets, like I think that's where the money is going to be, right? And a couple that I have here is this. First one. So Cooper Kupp's always going to get his. Like I don't even know how, because this dude is double teamed constantly and he's always got 100 yards. But in a Super Bowl, could be a low scoring game. Like I don't want to mess around with 103 yards needing it. Like he could have 101 and have a great game and you still lose that bet. So I like to look at, okay, if they're going to be doubled up, or bringing safeties to shade over on Cooper, where's the next spot? Odell Beckham, right? So I like Odell Beckham's yardage. He's been a monster in the playoffs. I like his longest reception over 23.5 yards, right? Like I think that he's going to find himself open a couple times somewhat deep in this game. I also like the total punts over 6.5. If you look at Super Bowls, right, on average, there are 9 punts in a Super Bowl game, like throughout. And the number's sitting at 6.5 because nobody ever looks at those bets, right? So, yeah, I like over 6.5. Like we could get 2 punts in the first quarter easily. And then you look at third, fourth quarter, if they can't get in field goal range, these teams will punt. Like they don't really go for it on fourth down. Like the 49ers go for it. Shanahan, 4th and 1, like he's not afraid to line up, juice check or whoever and punch his way through. The Rams really don't do that. The Bengals really don't do it either. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I like that one. Another one, both quarterbacks to throw an interception in this game. We talk about the Bengals, right? They've got an interception in every single playoff game. On average, the last 7 Super Bowls, both quarterbacks have thrown an interception in 5 of them, right? So, yeah, like interceptions happen in Super Bowls pretty consistently. So if we bet both, like if we hit on one, we're sitting halfway there. Like we're all right. We hit on 2, boom. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I was looking at it going I was looking at one of the prop bets that kind of intrigued me of the highest scoring quarter.
Yep.
And it had the third quarter at, I believe, what does it say here? Third quarter at plus 450.
Yeah.
And that one kind of intrigues me because the way I see this game kind of playing out is almost like it has been so far, at least for the Bengals. It's going to be a come from behind effort. I really do think that the Rams are going to, at least the first 2 quarters, are going to put points up on the board, and it's going to be up to Joe Burrow to come back and do it again. So third quarter being the start of it, I'm thinking that could be a nice little, side bet that could be, that might bring you some money if you really look at it the way it's been consistently playing these last few games.
Yeah.
Who's to say at least the third quarter can't happen that way again?
I feel you. Yeah. Like I would look at third and I'd look at second. The Rams, I think they average like 15 points or something in the second quarter throughout the season. Like they've been crazy in the second quarter. So pay attention to that. But like your thought process, like the game script of that, I completely agree. Like, do not disagree. Like first quarter, stay the hell away from that thing. I went back and looked the last 7 Super Bowls. Okay. The opening drive. All right. So we're looking at the last 7 Super Bowls. That's 14 opening drives, 1 for each team. Okay. Those 14, 9 punts, 4 field goals, and a Tom Brady interception. 0 touchdowns. 0.
What?
Yeah.
The Tom Brady interception just randomly thrown.
Yeah,
in
I
there,
think it was.
like-
Yeah, I think it was against the Eagles. Yeah, I think it was against the Eagles, right?
Mm.
So yeah, so like there have been 0 touchdowns on each team's opening drive in the last 7 Super Bowls. Like it could happen this year. Like statistically, at some point, it's going to happen. But on average, like first quarters go by pretty quickly. You know what I mean? Get to the second quarter, you usually find like either team driving at like the other team's 38. So it's like you get a quick score like right out of the gate, and then boom, you know. So yeah, like your thought process, I'm with you there.
Yeah, it's going to be, I really do feel it's going to be like one of the more entertaining Super Bowls that we have. Just the storylines, everything that goes in it has everything you want. It has, Joe Burrow storyline. It has Matthew Stafford storyline. It has the all-in, story of the Rams. It has basically the Cinderella story because nobody in their right mind, be completely honest, thought that the Bengals would be in the Super Bowl right now.
No.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be underdogs as many times as they are, especially right now.
Yeah.
So I think, we've all here kind of wanted to roll with the Bengals because it's hard not to. Joe Burrow is just, like you said, there's something about him that just, he's a clutch player and that he's going to be putting it out all on the line for his team and his guys will play for him.
Yeah, like
that's the craziest part.
It is like like this dude just makes you believe. You know what I mean? And it's like we saw it at LSU, and like this is the exact same thing that he did there. And like in the NFL, as you guys know, like these are grown men. Like these are grown men that have wives, that have kids. Like this isn't college. Like this is a job. They've got bills. They've got to think about a next contract. They got to think about private school. All these things, right? And he's making them believe. And this dude's what, 23? You know what I mean? Like there's just something special with this kid, man. Like he has it. I don't know what it is. Like if we could bottle it and sell it, like we'd all be millionaires. Like this dude just has it, man.
That would be absolutely nuts. And
like the same thing like Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar Jackson has a lot of that. I think Dak Prescott has a lot of that. Now the Cowboys are a different animal because you're dealing with the biggest brand on the planet. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole other scrutiny that people have to deal with. But like I like Dak. But I think Dak falls in the same kind of category as what we were talking about. He's better than Tannehill. He's better than Garoppolo. You know what I mean? But it's like you look at it and you're like, all right, can Dak get it done? Or like, is it we need to go to Pollard? Like, there's so many other questions. I don't mean to go down the Cowboys rabbit hole.
Oh,
but like,
no, we've been talking
team.
about it here too.
Oh no, please do.
It's like that's a good like.
Yeah,
like the Cowboys are right there. Like they're right there. And like we see, Parsons and this defense and like everything crazy that they accomplished this year already. You know what I mean? Like the Cowboys are that damn close. Like they're right there. And I'm not smart enough to have the answer, but
I think they should trade Elliott and Cooper, keep Pollard, get your picks and everything from there, and just go from there. Because I think Elliott has he had a great first, few seasons, but I mean, in my own opinion, it's been regression since then. And with Cooper, you never know when the hell he's going to show up. One day he's there, one day he's not. A couple plays he's there, a couple plays he's not. It just the inconsistency.
It's pretty much the Washington game. Like he's going to go for $120 against Washington both times. And then everything else, you're like, where's Coop, man? Like, what is going on? So like I agree. But like Dallas, like they're right there. You know what I mean? And like it's one of those things to where you could make just a couple tweaks, and if it's like the right 2 or 3 tweaks, this team could fold you up quick. So we'll see, man. That's what makes the NFL so fun. Yeah.
What about your Titans?
Ooh.
I'm hearing a whole lot of rumors right now. Something about Aaron Rodgers buying land out there in Nashville. Yeah. What would I feel like getting Aaron Rodgers could get you to that point, but what you would have to get, I don't know if you guys can afford what would happen there.
No, it would take craziness because like you've already got Ryan Tannehill, on the line for like 30 plus, right? So you're going to have to facilitate a trade and look around the NFL. Like, it's different than it was 10 years ago. There's not many teams that need a quarterback. Like there's only a couple, and most of them aren't trading for a $30 million dude. So like you'd have to eat a ton of that,
Yeah.
right? So like that's off the table. Aaron's not like that's not, it's just not going to happen. Like he might be building a house here just because the market's insanity and you could just flip the house, right? He's probably just doing that. You know what I mean? And
Probably.
also look at this team. Like this team is built to run Derrick Henry 30 times a game. It's not built for Aaron to throw 40. So now you would be completely changing the dynamic of your team. So like Ryan Tannehill's style is perfect for what this team, but you need somebody who's better than Ryan Tannehill. Like if that makes sense. I'll be honest. I'll tell you who would have been if the Titans could have gotten, and not to bring the 49ers again into this, if the Titans could have gotten like 2013 Colin Kaepernick, that would be a perfect quarterback for this team who could roll out, throw on you, could roll out and run on you. Right? Like that's what Ryan Tannehill does best. Is go out, look like he's going to run because he's more athletic than people think, and then A.J. Brown's 40 yards down the field. Like that style, Kaepernick, that's the perfect style for this team. But I mean, where are you going to find that dude? Like there's one of them. You know what I mean? Like
it was Mariota was kind of that guy up until a certain point.
He was
But
like
then,
he was,
again,
and then
Tannehill came in and he was just a better passer, I guess. At that,
yeah, Mariota couldn't throw, right? Like he just kept getting less accurate, and then teams figured out they were like, we don't even have to guard, like we could go basic secondary defense, and then we know you're gonna run Derrick Henry, like we're just gonna put 8 and 9 up there because we know your quarterback can't throw, and he's not gonna run on us either, and that's what happened. Like Tennessee just started losing because teams legitimately would just put 9 in the box, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, it's been one crazy year, to say the least. Another one down in the books, a playoff, basically series that is unforgettable. And then now we have a Super Bowl that's just lined up to go beyond all expectations, from the game itself to the halftime show to everything else. It's going to be a wild time, and I hope everybody takes the information that you've given here and gets out there, cashes out, makes some money. And as brutal as it's been, hey, you know what? This could be the time where everybody walks away with a little bit of green in their pocket. So, Alan Bell, appreciate you, man, for coming on. We'll do it again soon. And JAFFO Army, ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Mr. Alan Bell, CBS Sportsline. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And thank you for being flexible with me tonight as well on the timing. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Much
man.
love.
Absolutely. Yeah. JAFFO family forever, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all be good. Thank you so much.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. See, it's just basically a nice little season summary on what's happened so far this year. At least with our own respective teams and stuff like that. And then now going into a Super Bowl, which, I mean, it's going to be insane. But again, thanks, Alan Bell, for hopping on with us, talking football, the best props that he's looking at, best bets going into your weekend. I know there's a few people in my family who are going to be in Vegas this weekend for the Super Bowl. So they wanted to know a little bit of what they can get down there too. So hopefully, again, everybody can walk away with some green in their pocket. And appreciate Alan Bell for hanging out. Obviously, you guys know this episode was brought to you by Raise Energy. You guys already know where to get it. repsports.com, REPP sports.com, and use the promo code Alpha Raise to get 15% off of your order. And again, you got the new flavors coming out. I believe ginger ale's coming out. You got a whole bunch of different limited time flavors that constantly keep coming out every month. Get your hands on the Insiders membership if you can. If not, just keep enjoying the Rays. Go get the merch. repsports.com, Alpha Rays, 15% off your order. Demand more. Join the Rays Rebellion. Appreciate Rays for being with us since day one. So with all of that, with everything coming into Sunday, we're all pretty much still on board that it's going to be the Bengals who are going to take this, right? That's pretty much the feeling.
That's what I'm going for.
Would we call it a for sure thing, or it's one of those gut feelings that you kind of?
I just want the Bengals to win. Like for me, I just want to see them win. I mean, you want to see both teams win, really, because both teams is, they both got stories. But shit, want to just end in a tie.
It won't end at the time, but there are bets out there and stuff like there's a bet that's I think it's 1,500 or plus 1,500 or 150,000 or whatever to one, or plus 150,000 that no touchdowns will be scored in the game.
Nah, there's gonna be touchdowns.
I was saying, like, wouldn't that be some crazy shit? Just all field goals.
Chase finna get like 2. Coop finna get like 2. Beckham finna get like at least 1.
I think OBJ might get 150 plus.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it's gonna be like you said, he don't think it's gonna be like a high passing game. I think these teams finna air it out. Both of these quarterbacks finna air it out.
Yeah. And I think most of it is going to be, and not even so much as, because it's all out of necessity. That's going to need to do that. I saw one that said Mixon, over under of 62. And I'm thinking in my head going, the only way Joe Mixon runs for over 62 yards in this game is if the Bengals basically take complete control of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If they take complete control of the game, then yeah, I can see Mixon going off. Plus, the Rams' defense in the run game, I just don't see Joe Mixon really doing anything on the ground. That game, it's really going to be an air it out. What quarterback can make the least amount of mistakes? A shootout in the highest. And I know Allen said he liked the under of 48, like 48 total points. I kind of like the over because I really do think it's going to be a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the score being somewhere around, like a 35-32 or 35-31, something like that, up there in points. So again, with Joe Burrow, with Matthew Stafford, obviously whoever turns the ball over less wins the game. I mean, that's kind of a given. But I do think that both of these teams have the capability of, even though they get a turnover, they can make up for it, in some way, shape, or form. And they've done that. Both teams have proven that they can do that they can make mistakes and still be basically their offense makes a mistake, but their defense has been good enough to, kind of remedy that. Bend, don't break, either limit them to no points or, or 3 minimal, whatever it is. So
I think the Bengals, to me, like, they play better coming from behind. That's what it seems like. That's when they play their best ball, is coming from behind. I mean, every team really, because you're trying to get back in it, but that's when they seem to, like, really kick it in, kick it up.
I just think it doesn't matter what situation Joe Burrow is in. He just wins. He will just figure it out, and he motivates his team to be able to win. Jamar Chase and him, oh man, that's going to be a lethal combo for the next 10, 15 years.
And so that's what makes it easy for them too, because they like their team have so many players that they play with, so there's that chemistry for years, like through college, now in the NFL.
Oh, so best believe there's going to be a possibility a couple of years down the road. Don't be surprised if Clyde Edwards-Helaire makes a decision of his own to maybe go back and play with his boys out over there in Cincy to leave the Chiefs. Don't think that might be out of the realm of possibility a couple of years down the line. Yeah. So, I mean, even Gronk right now is talking about.
Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah, he like to play with Burrow.
Yeah, he's like, I know I said I wouldn't play with anybody but Brady, but this fucking kid Burrow. I mean, he didn't say it, but I think what he meant to say was, this kid reminds me more of Brady than any other person.
Yeah,
in the league. And again, Kay got so mad at me earlier today. I tagged him in a tweet of a rumor that was going around. I forgot who the person who said the rumor was, but it was some analyst or whatever. The only way Tom Brady would come out of retirement is if he were to come and play for the 49ers, his childhood team, for at least one more, or at least 1 year, or maybe even 2, depending on how he feels.
You understand how much bullshit that it sounds like, man?
Right. I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
He did look good in that cowboy uniform today, though.
Man, that's even more bullshit. Like, come on.
Hey,
that's bullshit.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, Kay.
Boy.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I just saw it and I'm like, what is the best way to tick off, or not even tick him off, but just to fucking push his buttons? Just the threat of the Buccaneers trading straight up Tom Brady for Jimmy Garoppolo. That would, I knew it would irk you, because
it really didn't. That's
you
why
know
I
as
said
well
that.
as I
I'm
do.
like, you would be
know
the
as
person
well as I
that
do. I don't believe that'll happen.
You would definitely be the person that does this bullshit.
If it happened, best believe I'd be on here just dying the entire episode.
First off, like I said, you are the person to indulge this bullshit. That sounds like bullshit. Like, the whole idea just sounds like, bro, Tom wouldn't sign off on no bullshit like that. Like I said to you on Twitter, y'all disrespect this man every time his contract
it's from a respected source.
Man, and I'm gonna tell you right now, respectively, he dumber than a motherfucker. Like, I was just say that respectfully, you dumber than a motherfucker, because Tom made it very clear they disrespected him he did a whole shit on being disrespected by the 49ers. Like, the Tom 6 was about the 49ers disrespecting Tom.
This was per Scott Zolek. I don't know who that is, but
bro, the fucking Tom 6 was about disrespecting him. And he wasn't even who he is today. And they still be talking about he hold chips on his shoulder. You think he ain't talking about that shit? Then he went on the shop and was like, y'all gonna keep that motherfucker? You talking about Derek Carr? I'm like, you ain't no damn Derek Carr.
Oh,
he talking about Jimmy G.
Scott Zolek is he's a Patriots radio analyst.
See what I'm saying? You see how much bullshit that sound like from this motherfucker? He's mad as fuck.
Though. He's not even 49er.
He's mad. He's mad. He is hot. He is mad. He just gonna throw some shit in the air. He know how Tom feel about. If he a Patriots analyst, he know how Tom feel about the goddamn 49ers. He knows. Like, everybody know that shit. Tom go to the 49ers, they be like, oh, he did that shit on some tribute shit for Joe Montana. I mean, like, he did some old tribute for Joe Montana. Like, come on, bro. Like, don't even make no sense. That shit don't even make no sense. He'll probably do that shit when he 50 or some shit. Like, come on, dog.
That's too funny.
Like, when he NBA, like, come on, dog. That don't even make no sense, bro.
So then we saw the other rumor that Matchsticks put out a couple days ago of the possibility of y'all getting Jameis Winston back. How would you feel about that, sir?
That sounds like even more bullshit than the first. First off, like, come on. Jason Light gonna go from winning to back to fucking losing. Like, you have 5 years to know what this boy gonna do. What the fuck he gonna come in and do now? Chris Godwin tore his ACL. We got a whole bunch of regulars. Scotty Miller been hurt up and down. Leonard Fournette may or may not be here.
I think Godwin might be gone.
That's what I'm saying. He on a franchise tag and he tore his ACL, so he might come back because shit. He might not have no choice because he tore his ACL.
Yeah, people are talking about Godwin probably going to his hometown team in Philly on free agency this year. And give another target for Jalen Hurts.
All right, if he dip, I appreciate the services, but I'll be mad. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be mad as fuck. I'm like, I did not want to lose Chris Godwin like that. But what?
I mean, what are you gonna tell Chris Godwin? Hey, you're gonna have to play with Blaine Gabbert, possibly for the next 2 seasons. You interested?
I seriously don't think.
I'm going to Philly.
I seriously don't think that Blaine Gabbert is going to be a starting quarterback.
No,
I believe that in my
Winston
hope.
is.
First off,
You hope.
off.
Winston coming back. You
First
can
off.
watch.
Josh spoke it earlier on the show about your team's woes. You have a receiver that don't want to play sometimes.
Oh, I hope he go.
Only
I hope
when
him
it's showing.
and him and Zeke need to go. I've been saying that.
Your quarterback makes $75 million. Only knows how to throw the ball correctly whenever y'all down 14 points. That's the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. You have
It's almost like people are trying to go for the fourth quarter comeback record.
Yeah, they trying to break some of times. It's like you got no choice, bro. Like it's not you. It's not in you. That's not that.
I heard a stat today, right?
The
The shit made me laugh. So the top name for a Super Bowl winning quarterback, right? The top name, like the first name, number one was Joe. So you had Joe Montana, you had Joe Namath, you had Joe, you had like 4 or 5 other Joes. The second name on the list, Tom. Guess who? Only Tom Brady. It's only Tom Brady. Tom Brady himself is number 2 on that list. That shit made me laugh so hard. I was like, "What? One of the? I think it was Keyshawn on Key and Jay Will and Max this morning. He's like, "What's number 2? Troy?" I'm like, "There's only one man in the NFL who has ever played quarterback named fucking Troy."
Oh, it was only based on quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were talking about the first names of the
quarterback.
quarterbacks that participated in the Super Bowl.
I thought you said names in the Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah. So
I think Dallas should get rid of Cooper and
Zeke.
go get Juju.
Bro, do you no, stay away from Juju. Stay away from Juju. Don't do it. Juju bad Juju. No. Juju bad Juju. Don't do it.
You tripping now. You tripping. You tripping,
Juju bad Juju.
You tripping. That don't even sound bad. Don't even sound how bad.
Right.
Don't even sound how bad. Juju, you tripping, Josh. Juju,
you're gonna have him TikToking on the goddamn Dallas Star every fucking week.
Hey, no, long as he's scoring.
See, my thing
TikTok is wherever he wants to.
you keep forgetting Juju young as fuck, and he was playing with Big Ben old ass. Like what was Juju supposed to do? Like he can't. Big Ben rolling the ball to him. He's a wide receiver. That ain't even
You know what the sad thing is? Juju actually might re-sign with Pittsburgh.
Nah, he's been talking about going. He's trying to get to Dallas.
I was gonna say I thought he wanted to stay in Pittsburgh. Or is that one of those like
Dallas? Yeah, he was just meeting with them in Dallas.
Yeah, he want to get the fuck from around,
bro.
No,
he was just
but that's talking free agency.
But you go to Dallas. You go to Dallas, you marketable as fuck, and he already most marketable in Pittsburgh. Like Pittsburgh.
His social media shit is gonna absolutely blow the fuck up.
Young cats, you got him, then you got CeeDee Lamb, some young receivers out there.
Juju, CeeDee, Wilson. Or wait, who's the other?
You got Gallup.
Sorry,
yeah,
my bad.
They'll find a way to fuck it up.
But Gallup is I think Gallup is a free agent this year.
What can you get for Cooper? You can get a first for Zeke. As much as we all know that he wouldn't be worth that, just for namesake and potential sake, somebody will give Dallas a first for him.
He's still worth the first. I don't think he want to play in Dallas no more.
He might not want. I mean, I don't think whether he wants to play in Dallas or Dallas doesn't want to keep him. I don't
fucking hurt. Like, come on, man.
Tony Pollard is still producing with that O-line, so what's the excuse?
Tony Pollard. All right, so part of that, Tony Pollard was more elusive than Zeke. That's just flat out. He's just more elusive than Zeke as an individual running back and as a runner. Well, I mean,
and he's a better receiver out of the backfield than Zeke too, I think.
But I feel like Zeke just burnt out in Dallas mentally. That's just all I think it is. I don't think his skills diminished like that. I think he just burnt out from Dallas. The fans want him gone. He want to be gone. I think that's just all it is. He gonna come back and have a good year wherever he go. I really think that's what it is. Because now that I think about it, I'm like he had some games where it's like he had flashes, on some really good defenses because he had that 140 against the Carolina Panthers when the Carolina Panthers was still nice, like they was the number 2 defense in the league.
Yeah.
And he busted out on their behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I seriously think he just want to get out of Dallas. I truly believe that at this point.
Probably. I mean, probably. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're the Cowboys, you can get rid of. Dude, I'm seeing on Twitter though, there's a lot of Cowboys fans who don't want to lose Amari Cooper for some reason.
Yeah, they think because they say because like he knows the offense and this and that. It's fine that you know the offense, but if you ain't out there doing shit, then it don't. You just dead weight.
You can know everything if you don't physically fucking do anything. It doesn't matter.
You ain't doing that.
Man,
there's some dumb Dallas fans.
Go be a coach then, Amari.
There's some dumb Dallas fans.
Man, that's what happened with that number 3 that was playing quarterback before Tom. Knew everything, throwing 30 fucking picks. They better not let him back in our facilities. I promise you, I'm going to watch tennis that day.
We are all wearing Jets jerseys next year.
That shit, you gotta be fucking kidding. I'm watching tennis. I'm playing. I'm going to an individual sport. I'm not
more team sports.
Ain't no more team sports going on in my household. like it's not happening no more. They go back to Jameis Winston. I promise you on everything that's near and dear and true to my heart, I'm going to watch tennis. I'm putting all my Bucks paraphernalia in frames and shit because I still memories, but that motherfucker it's over. I'm not buying no more shit. I promise you. I might have to finish getting my goddamn on Bucks jerseys that I want now.
The absolute definition of fucking cancel Christmas. Okay.
Hey, look. Fuck
cancel it all.
Cancel sports. We going to tennis. Golf, maybe, because J.R. Smith playing golf, so I might have to go see what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like
J.R. Smith playing golf.
Yeah, he playing golf in college.
I know he's playing golf.
Got like a 4.0 GPA too.
See what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean?
Josh doing that shit.
He celebrated.
Good for him.
Yeah, he just doing that shit.
I'll
so
go
just not playing in the NBA no more, huh?
Nope.
Yeah, no, that's over. That's over. He done with that. He a retired NBA player going to golf. He going to get his degree, and he
So J.R. Smith is going to be a mixture of Tiger Woods and Happy Gilmore.
Neither of the two, because J.R. Smith already had a whole career. He had a whole career before that. And
you think he's not going to have aspirations to go on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, but
especially after playing in college.
I don't think he no whacker. I think he really he really out there finesse. He learned the game. You can see how he out there, like they show clips of him learning from his teammates and stuff like that. He really be out there, like really on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I actually kind of want to see what his score, not his, his scores or, what he's done on the golf course. I mean, we know he's got 4.0. He's a smart guy. I mean, some of the decisions that he's made on the court, not so smart, but hey, we all have brain farts every once in a while. So it's all good. It's all good. He's in North Carolina, right?
North Carolina, A&T, I think.
Hey, I thought it was the Tar Heels.
He was Aggie.
Ah. Well, there it is.
I think that's the school yet.
Are we sure?
I'm not. I'm probably like 62% sure, like 62.73, like an obscure number. Like that's where I'm at, percentage wise.
No, you're right. North Carolina A&T. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And sometimes you pass with that 62.73. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that I'm looking at this going J.R. Smith is under a freshman class is wild to me.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's dope as fuck.
Was J.R. Smith one of the I was supposed to say he was one of those that came out of the high school before they made that one and done rule, huh?
Yeah.
He's one of the last few. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he got drafted with Dwight Howard and them.
Okay. Damn. Well, hey, fucking good for J.R. Smith, man.
Hell yeah.
They're doing his thing.
He might have been a year before Dwight. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you, but I feel like
Hey, I saw him film with him in the Knicks. Was it with the Knicks or who did he play for before?
he played with the Knicks, the Nuggets. He played with the
He played with
Was it when he was
Cleveland.
dunking on everybody?
well, that was the Knicks and the Nuggets. He was bamming on everybody in those two
Okay.
teams for sure. He was killing people, both of those teams.
Yeah. I was looking at I was like, I was seeing this film going,
Well, I
I was like,
mean,
this
he
isn't
was-
J.R. Smith that I remember watching.
Yeah, he was bamming on motherfuckers in Cleveland too.
Nah, it was more LeBron.
See, that's what you saw because LeBron
J.R.
was
Smith was too.
You're right. That I mean,
J.R.
J.R.
Smith was
Smith.
out there dunking on people. I'm telling you, LeBron was throwing it up there. Like you see LeBron and be like, LeBron probably one of the best passes you ever seen in the NBA, bro. I promise you. Like he
yeah.
probably
No,
like
I'll
he
give him
probably
that.
right
I'll give him
behind
that
Magic.
credit.
He
I'll
probably
give him
right
that
behind
credit.
Magic,
Yeah.
bro. Like LeBron be diamond motherfuckers.
He
like,
sees the
you know what I
full
mean?
court. He sees
For
everything.
sure.
He knows.
For
But
sure.
he's just
I
got
might
that
be
game.
I might be disrespecting, but I feel like because John Stockton got the stats, so it's hard to say that. And Chris Paul, man, he be fucking diamond.
I mean,
motherfuckers,
at
too.
least you can make the
But
argument
tell
that
you,
he's
LeBron,
probably
bro.
a top 5 passer all the time, maybe.
I'll say based on that size. I probably say that because I put both of them together, like Magic and LeBron. They similar sizes, so I'll say it around that size.
Have you guys seen
Yeah.
what the 3-point contest is going to be?
Mm-mm.
So Zach LaVine is no longer a dunker. He's a 3-point guy now. What happened?
No,
there?
he was always shooting threes. He just be dunking shit too.
Well,
He
he's a
still dunk
3-point.
shit.
He's in the 3-point now.
Yeah, everybody
he
just be wanting to
he
get in the
clipping.
dunk contest to get their dunks.
Yeah, he
Sure.
always had a clip. It just wasn't as consistent as it is now.
Curry and Thompson are finally not in it because they know it's unfair. They want to give other guys a chance.
Well, Thompson just came back.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. How the fuck did Klay Thompson make the All-Star team when he barely played so far?
Because of
Fan
Klay
vote.
Thompson.
What the
Fan
fuck
vote.
does that mean?
Fan votes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Very. It's
They
a fan
base the All-Star voting based on fan votes.
Yeah, because Clay came back, and I mean, I don't know what he's averaging, but he played enough games to be able to register for All-Star vote. You
Come
be
on,
forgetting
man.
NBA.
That's
NBA
just
be playing like them
that-
boys be playing like 15 games in a month. Like sometimes, like it'd be like 10
I get
games in a
that.
month.
I get that, but when Clay got back, there's nowhere. You just basically took a spot from somebody who actually had been busting their ass all year. Somebody who had actually deserved it.
Probably,
Like, come on now. Like,
probably, but again, I ain't been watching the Warriors game, so I don't know how he been playing. Clay could have came back and been really out there after them couple
I
games.
don't hear a
of him
lot of
fumbling.
Warriors news out here. I hear a lot of depressed Kings fans. That's all I hear out here.
I mean, they
So-
traded the crib for to get doggone
nothing.
Sabonis. They traded.
I'm waiting for the
Tyler,
Lakers to
Buddy.
get rid of Westbrook. I'm hoping before the
They're not
trade
going
deadline.
to. They can't
Why can't they?
because another team is not going to be able to afford the contract that's going to come with them.
And the only teams that you can't trade them
And I
back
think
because they're already there.
Yeah, and I think the Lakers, they're not willing to give up their first round either. They got a first round this coming year, and they don't want to give that up in the trade. But he garbage, man. He got to go. He needs to just retire.
Or we had talked about it when he first got onto the team. We all said, or maybe it was just me and Mad Sticks who said there was no way Westbrook was going to make the team better.
Oh no, I said that it don't fit, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as he went, I was like, okay, now they're just trying to.
All he do is fucking turn the ball over. He just whack.
Here's
Yeah, but good games here and there.
The participants in the 3-point contest. You got Fred VanVleet, Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard, Zach LaVine, CJ McCollum, Patty Mills, Carl Anthony Towns, some fucking reason his tall ass is in there, and Trey Young.
That makes
That's
sense.
the 3-point contest. Dunk contest. You got Obi Toppin from the
Obi.
Knicks. Obi's in there. Jalen Green, Cole Anthony, and Juan Toscano Anderson from the Warriors.
All right. He must, because they been getting the Warriors been getting some bouncy motherfuckers. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I ain't seen him play.
That's that lineup.
Cole Anthony?
Cole Anthony apparently has jumps, man.
No, I feel like he got bounced. His daddy had fucking springs at UNLV, and we was in the league a little bit, I guess. Y'all just the running rebels with him and all that. You see the old highlights and stuff. We used to watch them motherfuckers when we was in, you know what I mean, high school and shit. Yeah, fucking mountain.
Yeah, I keep listening to the radio and just Kings fans. We gave up everything. And then some of them like, we gave up everything, but it may actually end up being okay because Darren Fox gets it's a better fit for him. It's like they're like slowly trying to convince themselves that the Kings are going to be better.
The Kings is garbage. They'll never be good.
I don't even think it's really the players. I think it's more the organization as a whole.
Exactly.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. They might well let me come and beat it. I'm gonna head the basketball operation. I'll be able to turn that shit around. I don't know what the fuck they got going on. Like, them boys traded. They traded 2 shooters. You traded 2 shooters for Dante Sabonis. What the fuck? What the fuck? You traded 2 shooters for Dante Sabonis? Bruh, I feel like I'm disrespecting Dante Sabonis, so I'm not understanding what the fuck going on, bro. Either Buddy Hill just fell off that bad.
No, Buddy Hill didn't want to be here, bro. Buddy Hill didn't want to be a King.
I feel that, but at the same time, or like Tyler just fell off real bad. Like what the fuck?
No, it was just one of those. They're trying to clean house.
For Dante Sabonis, bro. I don't even like the Kings. You know, it's Heat all day, but that's dumb, bro. That's dumb, bro. That was just like they
were real close to joining Seattle's shoes and losing the team not too long ago. You know, at this rate, they just built Golden One Center not even 10 years ago.
Man,
that was like gonna be 6-7 years ago that they built that stadium
for rodeos and concerts after a while.
Like the Cow Palace.
Honestly, that shit is burned
just
out.
Wrestling events and fucking rodeo. What is it, rodeos?
That shit burnt out. The Kings burnt out, bro. They need to sell that damn flow.
For real, like something. They got to redo management. They got to do something out there in Sacramento.
Let me come be the head of basketball operations. I promise you. Like whoever the fuck y'all got going on, like bro, Vladdy, let me slide in, bro. What the fuck? What y'all got going on, bro? It's like it's time for an audit. Like as a person that watch basketball, I don't understand what the fuck y'all doing. I don't get it. I'm not understanding. It's not registering for me.
I mean, it's not registering for them either, obviously, because
fucking shit.
Don't know what they're doing. So hey,
2 shooters for Dante Sabonis, bro.
Hey,
oh my God.
They're on. He's a 25-year-old all-star.
Man, bro,
wasn't he one of those like fill-ins because somebody else couldn't go?
Oh
was he legitimate?
Nah, he real deal nice though. Like he's 25 and 12 or some shit a game. He real deal nice. But I'm just like, y'all got 2 shooters. Like, bro, like who is he gonna kick it to around the perimeter? I mean, you got rid of Tristan Thompson.
They got Fox.
That was dead weight. I know, but De'Aaron Fox is gonna have the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
But when he drive in at 1,000 miles an hour, because this motherfucker fast as shit, who is he gonna kick it to around the rim? Around the perimeter. He just got rid of 2 shooters. Bro, Luke Walton needs to be slapped in the face.
Luke Walton doesn't work. Luke Walton's not even.
He's not the coach. He's not the coach no more. I'm tripping. He did get fired. But Vladdy needs to get slapped in the face. I was right the first time. I was right the first time. I tried to pass the ball to somebody else. Nah, it's Vladdy. What the fuck y'all got going on?
Clean
what
house.
Y'all got going on?
King's got a clean house. That's what needs to happen. Either clean house or sell the team. Pick one.
Hmm.
Whatever it is you're gonna do. It's just embarrassing at this point. Well,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
Well, before
thank
we
you
go,
guys for. Oh, go ahead.
none sports related. The autopsy came back for Bob Saget today.
Oh shit.
So he apparently had hit his head on something, the back of his head, and I guess he didn't even like trip off of it and went to sleep. And his basically his brain was bleeding. So it was
He
a
had
hard
a
enough
brain
hit.
bleed?
Yeah, he had a brain bleed. Yeah, so the autopsy came back today that it was a brain bleed. No drugs, alcohol. They said he hit his head on something. They don't know what. And then he probably didn't think anything of it and went to bed and basically bled out. His brain just bled. Yeah, so it's like they said he hit the back of his head. I was like,
That's
damn.
wild.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
That's literally like
That's some freaking nature shit. I mean, just like you don't even think
that's
like
that
okay,
nursery rhyme. Like what's it?
Humpty Dumpty,
Ra-
bro.
No, not Humpty Dumpty. The one where the man hit his head. Guy hit his head and it kept raining or something like the.
Yeah, I don't know. No,
rain, go away, come again another day.
Hold on, whoa.
That ain't got nothing to do with nobody hitting their
That's
head.
some
No. There's
Texas-ass
one.
nursery
No,
rhyme
there is
ass
one.
shit,
Hey,
boy.
oh
No,
my God,
there
I never
is
heard no
one
nursery
It's a
rhyme like
nursery
that.
rhyme. It's a nursery rhyme about
There's
a
a nursery
motherfucker
rhyme.
hitting
Yes.
their head.
No,
Ah.
yes, it's the same thing as like the whole ring around the rosy shit. That shit's named after the goddamn play.
Ashes,
Oh,
we
I
all fall
understand.
down.
Fuck that.
There you
I
go.
hate that shit. Oh my gosh. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you tell me that it's a nursery rhyme
Right.
that's on the base side of Texas, you want some George W. Bush shit? He said, I heard a statement in Tennessee. I mean, it's in Texas. It might be in Tennessee.
No, it's in Texas. Definitely Texas. God damn it. Was it? This shit's going to bother the fuck out of me until I figure it out.
I really hope you do, because right now you really blew my motherfucking goddamn mind. I'm like, hold on, what?
No,
nursery rhyme
there's a
about somebody
nursery
cracking
rhyme
their
about a dude like
cranium.
he hit his head and he didn't. He bumped his head and didn't wake up in the morning. That's the end of it. Yeah.
Whoa.
You talking about Jack and Jill?
No. He went to bed and bumped his head and didn't wake up in the morning. That's the end of the thing.
Whoa.
He went to bed, bumped his head, and didn't wake up in the morning.
That's in Texas for sure. That's Texas for sure.
And I remember hearing that going like, this man fucking died of a concussion and nobody gives a shit. They're just like kind of like making fun of this man. Like what what the hell's going on here? But yeah, that was the end part of it.
That could be California too.
I heard it here in California. I never heard that.
Okay, now
I know what song you're talking about.
Which one?
I found it.
Yes, it is, right?
Yes. Let me see. If I can find the line.
Under consideration.
It's here. See, I'm not fucking crazy.
Oh no.
Under further consideration, California might be a part of this shit.
Oh no, that's not. Hold on, that's not it. Let me hold on. I just pulled that shit up.
Went to
freaks come out at night.
and-
What? Freaks come out at night. What?
It's raining. It's pouring. The old man is snoring.
Yeah, that's what
he
I thought.
went to
Yeah.
bed and bumped his head and didn't wake up in the morning.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! They killed the old dude.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Okay, there it is.
Bro.
Yeah, but it's like it sent me to something different. Yeah.
No, bro. They ain't even cool.
Yeah, it's raining, it's
the
pouring,
old
the old man is snoring, he went to bed and bumped his head and can't get up in the morning. It's snowing, it's blowing, the old man is growing. He ate so much one day for lunch, every part of him was showing. It's warm out and sunny, the old man loves honey. He tried to eat a bat from the bees, and they didn't find it funny. It's the whole...
Jesus Christ.
I don't even want to know who created that. That sound like a demon wrote that. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I don't
That
know.
shit just
Yeah.
sound
I mean,
like
a lot of these
series
nursery rhymes.
of-
A lot of
a
these nursery
series-
rhymes. The root of it is all fucked up. So
Oh.
it's just, it is
sound
what
like
it
a
is.
series A misfortunate situation. Unfortunate situations. I'm sorry. Unfortunate situations, bro. Like hell no, dog.
So it was
Like
actually a 39. It was actually a song written in
oh, wow.
1939 by Andrew K.
See, I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. That makes perfect sense. Hey, 1939, that makes perfect sense. Shit, that was going through some shit back then.
Yeah.
The beginning of World War II shit.
Oh shit. Hey man, they had some shit going on back then.
Oh yeah. Stuff we couldn't
Oh,
even fathom. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for hanging out with us for this episode. See, we got a little bit of basketball talk in there. See, now we're starting to kind of glance over into other sports other than football because again, this Sunday, the Super Bowl, Bengals versus the Rams. You guys already know, you heard everything from Alan Bell. Take that in consideration with what you will. Make your picks, come away with some money, and hope your favorite team wins. We're obviously going for Joe Burrow. This Sunday, we got the watch along over at Mountain Mike's here in Citrus Heights. So come on down. We got the JAFFO pool that's going to be going, and winner takes all. So you guys want to be a part of that, by all means, come down, enjoy some good food, enjoy the game, and enjoy some good commentary from us because it's going to be nothing but fun. We'll have a few pictures there, and we'll see what happens. So again, thank you, Alan Bell. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and watching. We will see you guys on Sunday for the Super Bowl watch along, and then on Monday again for the podcast going over everything that happened during the Super Bowl. And hopefully everyone once again has a good time. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe. Don't be stupid. If you're out there, we know Super Bowl, everyone likes to get a little crazy. It's that sort of holiday-esque time of year. So be
Just
safe
stay out
out
of
there.
Vegas, you'll be all right.
Oh, I can't say for my parents. They're going to be in Vegas, so I mean, you got to tell the players to stay out of Vegas. Shit, we didn't even go over that. Alvin Kamara's facing 5 fucking years for beating the crap out of a guy.
I want to see the video. Did he really do it, or did his people do
I think both him and his people did it.
it?
Or it might have been that Michael Vick situation.
Mhm.
It wasn't even there.
I want to see the
Just by
evidence.
association.
I want to see the evidence.
So I see those dreadlocks flying and kicking somebody in the face. I don't know. But hey, it happened before the Pro Bowl. He played, and then they arrested him. I mean, and they wanted a team in Vegas. So yeah, the NFL is already saying what could happen, not just with the Raiders themselves, but
2 deaths and an assault.
I don't think that shit would have happened if they'd have moved them to Concord, I promise you.
Conquered.
Or even Sacramento. They'd have moved to either one of them. They wouldn't even did all that.
I was
They
about
don't
to say
want the
all
Raiders
the
upset.
space that's out here in Sacramento, they could have made a stadium or something
Where
out in the valley.
they had to use like the railroads or tear down the old Arco.
Yeah, take
By
out
the
the old stadium,
Yep.
the old arena right there, but put it right there. And instead of Arena Boulevard, you can call it Stadium Boulevard right after that.
They too busy building fucking houses out here.
They're
Hey.
definitely doing that.
The population is booming out here in Sacramento.
Mhm.
It is nuts. But again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you guys on Sunday. For myself, JP, DJ Mad 6, for Country K, All Pro Jaffos. Thank you, Alan Bell. Thank you, Jaffa Army. See you guys next time. Deuces.
Aloha.